In an alternate world, people are born from four elements: air, water, earth, and fire. Each caste has its own place in society, and many dream of starting fresh in Element City, a vibrant hub where all elements meet. Among the hopeful newcomers are Bernie and Cinder, a young fire couple. Life in Element City is not easy for them. Fire people are seen as dangerous, too destructive, and most landlords refuse to rent them housing. They are mocked by water elements, who view them as outcasts. But Bernie is determined. He finds an abandoned, broken-down building that no one else wants, and rebuilds it with his own hands. This becomes both their home and a small shop he names the Fireplace. Not long after, Cinder gives birth to their daughter, Ember, a lively child filled with energy and passion. Ember grows up watching her father's hard work. The shop becomes the family's pride, and Bernie often tells her that one day she will inherit it. Ember takes the dream seriously. She trains herself to handle every part of the business: stocking, delivering, repairing. She is faster and stronger than most. But one flaw holds her back: her temper. When frustrated, Ember cannot control her flames. Customers irritate her, and her outbursts leave behind scorched counters and broken shelves. Bernie loves her but refuses to hand over the store until she proves she can control herself. Years pass, and Bernie begins to tire. He is no longer young, and Ember has grown into an adult, eager to prove she is ready. When the Red Dot Sale, the busiest event of the year, approaches, Bernie decides it is time to test her. He puts Ember in charge. Overjoyed, she carefully prepares everything and even prays at the sacred blue flame for blessings. But as soon as customers flood in, Ember's patience crumbles. Pushy questions, careless accidents, and disrespect overwhelm her. She rushes to the basement, where her anger bursts into an explosion of fire. The pipes rupture, flooding the store with water. Panicked, Ember tries to repair them with her flame-shaping abilities, but only makes it worse. The city inspectors are alerted. Soon, Wade, a water element official, arrives to investigate. Ember begs him not to shut the store down, explaining her father's sacrifices and how much the shop means to their family. Wade is touched but insists he must file the report. Desperate, Ember follows him to his office to plead again. But during the heated conversation, her flames spiral out of control and set the entire office ablaze. The complaint escalates, and within days, the family receives a closure notice. Bernie, heartbroken, blames the water caste for sabotaging them. Ember hides the truth from him, unable to admit her role. She remembers why her parents came here in the first place. Back in Fireland, their family store had been destroyed by a cyclone, leaving them with nothing. Element City was supposed to be their second chance. Ember promises herself she won't let history repeat. The next day, she tries again to appeal the case. Wade, now sympathetic to her struggle, takes her to the football stadium where the head inspector, Gail Cumulus, is watching a match. At first, Gail dismisses Ember, scolding her for interrupting the game. But when Ember finally explains her story, Gail reveals something alarming. Water has been leaking into Firetown for weeks, which could mean a much bigger citywide issue. She agrees to delay the demolition, but warns that the building may still need to come down. Wade helps Ember investigate, and together they discover the real cause: a damaged dam. Worse, Ember realizes that her own fiery outburst during the Red Dot Sale had worsened the problem, breaking through already weak seals. Guilt fills her, but she refuses to give up. In a daring move, she uses her heat to turn sand into glass, repairing the cracks with a glittering, unbreakable wall. Her skill saves the day, and Wade treasures a small glass flower she makes from the leftover material. During their time together, Ember and Wade grow close. They go out on a date, dance, laugh, and share secrets. Wade admires Ember's fiery strength, while Ember learns to see herself differently through his kindness. She begins to realize that her anger is not weakness. It is part of who she is. For the first time, she feels truly seen. Back home, Ember notices her father slowing down. Bernie, however, is proud of the woman she is becoming. He tells her she is finally ready to inherit the Fireplace. Ember feels torn. On one hand, she has discovered love, possibility, and a different path with Wade. On the other, her family's legacy and her father's dream rest on her shoulders. With the dam repaired and her bond with Wade deepening, Ember must now make a choice: stay tied to the life her parents built, or embrace a new future where she follows her own heart. During dinner with Wade's family, the water jug breaks, but Ember repairs it and shapes an even more beautiful one. Wade's mother is impressed and suggests Ember pursue glass molding, making Ember wonder if she could choose a career of her own instead of inheriting the shop. Later, Wade's parents invite her to play their favorite challenge, the crying game. Ember is certain she'll win, since she has never cried. Wade tells one touching story after another, but nothing works, until he finally speaks from the heart. He admits he never thought he would fall in love so deeply and wants to spend his life with her. The confession moves Ember to tears, her very first, just as good news arrives. Gail has approved her glass repair on the dam. Before she leaves, Wade's mother reveals she arranged an interview for Ember at a glass factory. Instead of being happy, Ember storms out, confessing to Wade that her parents sacrificed everything so she could inherit the shop. Following her own dream feels like betrayal. At that moment, Cinder appears and insists their love is impossible. She lights a candle for a spiritual test, and when Wade reflects Ember's flame, their smoke intertwines, proving their bond. Bernie arrives before Cinder can react, and Wade slips away. Bernie reveals he plans to retire in 2 days and has prepared a new sign, Ember's fireplace. He recalls how his own father never gave him a blessing when he left Fireland, and he doesn't want Ember to suffer the same. Overwhelmed, Ember agrees to end things with Wade. The next morning, Wade surprises her by taking her underwater in a bubble to see her favorite flowers. For a moment, Ember feels free, but she still fears betraying her father's dream. Though Wade asks her to take the risk, she says goodbye forever. At the ceremony, Bernie gathers all of Firetown to announce Ember as the new owner. But Wade interrupts, declaring that their love has changed them both and that nothing matters more than being together. Ember denies it, but Cinder exposes the truth, and Bernie, furious over Ember's lies, refuses to retire. Ember storms away. Suddenly, disaster strikes. The dam breaks, sending water toward Firetown. Ember helps evacuate, but Bernie stays behind to protect the sacred blue flame. Ember rushes back, and Wade joins her. They save the flame but become trapped in the chimney. Wade begins to evaporate in the heat. As he fades, Ember confesses her love, but he disappears. After the flood, Ember apologizes to her parents for living their dreams instead of her own. Bernie realizes his true dream is not the shop, it's seeing Ember find her own path. Just then, Ember hears Wade's voice. He has survived in vapor form. Desperate, she tells emotional stories until he cries, reforming in a pot of water. He's alive. Weeks later, the shop is repaired but given to another family. Ember is free at last to pursue her own future. Before she leaves, she bows to her father, and Bernie bows back, offering the blessing he never received himself. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching. Bye!